We see the bare, swollen, plump, moldy toes, chat, of a 70, at least 70, 75-year-old Chevy Chase, and it is disgusting, chat. It disgusts me. But hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content on my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games. I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. We have to get to my scene by scene breakdown of Community, chat. This particular episode, season 2, episode 8, cooperative calligraphy, chat. Now, chat, before I go ahead and start reviewing this, I'd like to ask you a question. That question being, how many of you, I'm not saying the specific episode, but how many of you have seen Dan Harmon's Community, chat? I'm very curious. Can I draw you, fan of the Ricky Nuggets? I would love that. You don't even have to ask me. I would appreciate that so much. I will showcase that on all my platforms. You know I love to showcase the fan art you guys do of me. Please, please, please do so. Please. That'd be amazing. Oh. Will Juicy ever do a watch party for Sonic Hentai? Never say never. Never say never. Thunder Lee says, one episode, Chris, here's me. DeCarlos, seen the whole show. Shark Juice, I've seen every episode multiple times. Got some Community fans in here. Glee says, nope. That man, I don't. No Name Woman. Oh, yeah, I don't see that. Fair enough. Oh, yeah, I have had the pleasure to see it. Nice. Oh, and thank you, Fat Brown Ninja. Fat Brown Ninja, thank you for the follow. You're my new Huckleberry. Welcome to stream. We're going to review an episode of Community right now for the people. Jabby, Invincible season finale it was incredible, Jabby. Yeah, we did a watch party for it yesterday. Absolutely loved it. Please do check out the VOD if you guys have not watched it. If you want to have me like in your little ear, be going, oh my god, it was great. Gabby, I love Community. The best episode is the paintball. The paintball episodes are great, but funny enough, directed by the Russos, chat, the Russo brothers. Yes, the guys who would later go on to do, Captain America, the Winter Soldier, Captain America, Civil War, Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. Those are the same guys. That paintball episodes prepared them for what they would later do for the MCU. It's pretty impressive. Random, I haven't seen a single episode, but it's on my list to check out. Nice, nice, nice. Lexian, nope. He says, nope. Gatsby, I haven't seen it yet. Jason Bear, I've watched the pizza episode of the Alternate Timelines. That's a great episode. There's some really cool stuff. I've showed that episode to everyone I've had over at my house. Britta's the worst. Britta's, they're flawed. Old character. We'll get into it, chat. I'll talk about Feige hired them because of those paintball episodes. God, they were great. They were wonderful. The choreography on them were spectacular. I'm not even being facetious, chat. Like, they're just, this is like a really well-shot action movie with practical effects. It's crazy. It's absolutely true. LT19, hope I'm seeing you. LT, welcome to Stream Your Mind. Not only my new follower, my new Huckleberry. Thank you. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing very well tonight. Don Glover is in Community, chat. So this is good. Abed is my favorite too. I think Abed's a lot of people's favorite. He's great. Abed's great. So it's good. I got a diverse amount of people here who have seen it, have not seen, maybe only a couple episodes. I used to watch Community way back in the day, chat. When did the series come out? I think it was like the mid or like late 2000s. I want to say it started. Yeah, 2009. So it was the late 2000s, chat. Went from 2009 to 2015. Was created by Dan Harmon, chat. Multiple recurring directors and things. Especially for like the first several seasons now. And you have like an all-star cast of people, chat. Like, I'm just going to go down the list here. You've heard of some of these people at the very least. You may have seen them in other shows and movies, chat. A lot of talented people. You have Joe McHale. Kind of like the main character of the show, plays Jeff Winger. He was like this former lawyer who enrolls in a community college because due to some fucked up issue, he didn't actually earn his degree. So in order to get his degree, to get approved to be able to practice law again, he's got to go back to, he's got to go to a community college to take the necessary classes and credits, and he meets all these various people who are trying to do the same thing. Such as you have Jillian Jacobs as Britta, who is an anarchist and an atheist and a very opinionated young woman. You have, of course, Donald Glover, who plays Troy. He's like a former high school star quarterback. You know, he was a typical jock, but he's secretly, you know, a nerd, and he befriends Danny Pudi's character, you know, Abed Nadir, and he's a budding filmmaker, chat. He is on the spectrum. He has trouble like understanding people's emotions, but like him and Troy absolutely bond, and a lot of the humor comes from him. Like he's fantastic. You have Yvette Nicole Brown as Shirley Bennett, who is like a divorced mother. She's a very passionate Christian. She's kind of like the mother hen of the group. Don't call her that though. Don't call her that. She'll be very pissed if you say that. don't refer to her as that. And then you also have Chevy Chase as Pierce Hawthorne, who's this billionaire CEO who's just bored with his fucking life and wants to just get more degrees and stuff. He's like a total narcissist. So he's like a real life Chevy Chase. When everyone can't fucking stand him. And then you have a recurring cast of people. Jim Rash is the dean of the community college, and hilarious. He desperately just wants to, he wants his school to be like recognized and like be important and things, but you know, he has all these schemes and plans. They always flounder, honestly. He's trying to treat it as a joke. Ken Jeong also is in a series. He plays this insane Spanish teacher who's constantly fucking with everybody. And you have like a cast of recurring characters. Like in the latter seasons, you had people like, what's his name? Jonathan Banks, who played Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. You have all those sorts of people that guest star in this. A lot of them are good. Most of them are good, I would say. Even have Michael Ironside in like an episode or two. Like, it's a fun series. Now, I love like I'll say the first 3 seasons. Yeah, the first 3 seasons of Community are really good. The problem is that there was like a lot of behind the scenes nonsense going on, sadly, where you had, you know, I think that what the original network was NBC, and like Community was always that show. It's like it's always near that red line of being canceled constantly. It's you're sitting on that line. You're always sitting on it. And you're almost going to be canceled, but it had this very passionate fan base. And Dan Harmon, as you could tell, if you watch something like Rick and Morty, which has, of course, succeeded on something like Adult Swim, Chad does extremely well there, but like, this is like a network television show. You know, or it's like it's on a net. It's a show made for network TV, which is used to stuff like Friends or The Big Bang Theory, chat, like kind of that humor. And Dan Harmon, like, this is not a laugh track comedy or anything like that. I think it's even weirder. It bends genres. I mean, literally, they have different dimensions that the characters like exist in and cross over with, and you know, they have like that kind of thing going on with them. And I think like you have like a lot of these, you know, holdovers who have been at NBC and these other networks for decades upon decades. They just don't understand something like this, and so Dan Harmon would constantly butt heads with the heads of NBC. Later, he would get fired, you know, due to behavior, or I mean, it's all over the place. You don't even know. No one can give you like a straight answer, like what actually happened. In terms of the actors, like apparently Chevy Chase was a nightmare to work with. There's talk that he was openly racist on set to people like Donald Glover. Like it's complicated. I know 6 seasons. Everyone wants 6 seasons movie. I mean, we got 6 seasons, didn't we? We did get 6 seasons. I don't know. We're never going to get a movie. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of stories. It's sad, chat, because like at least the first 3 seasons, I will say. I can't speak for the rest of the show. I dip in and dip out, you know, throughout the years. You know, hey, it came back. I think it came back briefly, for like Yahoo of all things. It was like, Yahoo? Okay. And I think the entire series is now on Amazon. That's how I watched it recently for tonight's review, because I think they have all 6 seasons, I believe, up there, unless on Yahoo. I don't fucking know. It's odd. It's very odd. But, you know, that whole movie that people have wanted for years, these people aren't going to do it. Maybe I can see Danny Pudi and Joel McHale and possibly Jillian Jacobs coming back, but maybe Yvette Nicole Brown, but like Allison Brie, the multiple projects she's working on. Donald Glover's like, I am shocked he would come back. That man is doing everything. He's like a Renaissance man right now. You know, Ken Jeong will come, and Chevy Chase, obviously not. It would be killed. I think they even. Well, I don't want to say anything, but I don't think they would bring him back anytime soon. But overall, at least of the series that I have seen, I love those first 3 seasons. the cast, despite the problems between some of them, they work really well together. Dark Man Jeff, thank you so much for that for 10 biddies. 10 biddies, thank you. I like to say, Ken John be anything. It's like you get. It doesn't take much. If he gets it's like you're only gonna pay me with a free meal at Arby's. I'll do it. I'll be there. That's the kind of guy he is. I get the sense. I mean, it's worked out for him. He stays constantly busy. He's a working actor, and Ken John's very hit and miss with me. Sometimes like, oh, he's hilarious, and sometimes like, okay, I can't stand him. In this series, they did some fun stuff with him. I really liked. A lot of memes came from this series, and most of them were based around him, which I thought was funny. But the series overall, chat, I at least those first 3 seasons, I really dug. And this episode of season 2, episode 8, chat, Collective Calligraphy, it is a bottle episode, chat, where all the characters are stuck in one. All the action takes place in one room, and it all has to do with a pen, chat, with one of those gel pens, which I'm a big fan. I love gel pens, chat. So I can understand what somebody pissed if you're constantly losing gel pens, especially a blue gel pen or black. Like, I would go black or blue. Don't like the red gel pens personally, chat, but black and blue, I'm big on those. And so I can understand, those are fucking nice, chat. But we open up, chat. We open up with Troy and Abed in the morning. No, sadly not that, but Troy and Abed, chat, Donald Glover, Danny Pudi, and they are putting together a evolution of man paper mache sculpture, chat, and they're using real human hair on the paper mache. Don't ask them where they got it, chat. Don't ask them, but it's there, okay? And they have the evolutionary chain, and the whole group is working on it with them, chat. You have Joel McHale there. You have Jeff, who just looks fucking miserable all the goddamn time. You have Nicole Brown. She's constantly nervous, is clutching her purse like something's up with her. Like, who knows? You have Britta. You have Annie and her booms, chat. They're doing great. But the thing is though, like Britta, she's kind of unsure if the process of man will eventually evolve into a 3-legged dragon-esque creature. But I'm sure we're gonna at least get a beast. So they're all excited, chat. They can't wait to turn the project. And the fucking dean comes in. He's like, guys, I just want to let you know we're having a puppy parade outside, and I have a puppy right here. It's adorable. Get outside, get a hold of a puppy, and just fucking run. There's so many of them, they won't even know that you took one, right? Isn't that right? Isn't that right? He's like, come on. They're like, oh, that sounds great. And so they're all getting packed up, chat. They're taking the paper mache abomination monstrosity they just made. But Annie, chat, Annie and her boobs, she's like, guys, my pen. My gel pen, it's missing. Abed, did you take my pen? He goes, no, but would you like a chocolate, Annie? And she goes, I actually would like a chocolate. Yes, I will take this. Remember that, chat. Remember the chocolate. And she eats it, and she's like, all right, well, we're going to go ahead and go out and go see the puppies. And she's like, wait, guys, like, seriously, who took my pen? I've, like, had multiple blue gel pens. I've always brought him here. Every time we worked on this paper mache sculpture, for the last several days, it's like, seriously, they keep disappearing, okay? And, the event, Nicole Brown, chat, she's like, listen, I think we all understand that obviously Annie and her boobs are quite upset about this. We should all be more mindful of Annie's things, okay? So we'll just go ahead and leave. That'll be great. And meanwhile, you have Pierce Hawthorne, Chevy Chase, who was in a horrific accident, chat, and he broke both of his fucking legs. And so throughout this entire episode, he's moving via this electronic wheelchair, chat, and so he blows into this nozzle that powers it, and he's constantly in the background just like moving around the whole time with his old swollen purple blue old man Chevy Chase legs just sticking out, chat. We see the bare swollen plump moldy toes, chat, of a 70, at least 70, 75-year-old Chevy Chase, and it is disgusting, chat. It disgusts me. But he's doing that, and he's very funny. I will say this, Chevy Chase, honestly, it's the best thing he's done in years at that time. Because before that, I mean, he was making a lot of bad movies. And he was a pariah because of just how he treated all sorts of people throughout his entire life. Not the greatest guy from all accounts. I mean, if you ask people like Bill Murray or Harold Ramis or whoever else, Chad, the guy apparently just was kind of a dick to a lot of people, especially a lot of ex-SNL alums. And but here he's great. it just kind of sucks that he fucked himself because that's exactly what he did. But he's very good here. He's very funny, like everything, especially in the Dungeons and Dragons episode. That's might be my favorite episode of the entire series. But Annie, she's like, what? And she just starts screeching at the top of her lungs. It's like, we aren't fucking leaving until we find my pen, okay? We're gonna fucking find it. We're gonna find it right now. And Joe McHale's like, okay, Jesus Christ, okay, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. What do you want to know? What do you want to know? You think who has it? It's like, well, I don't know. I just know that someone has it. That someone is obviously lying. And Britta's like Annie, just drop it, okay? We'll be more mindful of your things. We apologize. And it's like, you would say that, if someone who steals pens all the time. I didn't steal your stupid gel blue pen, okay? Take it easy, Annie, and her boobs. And she's like, and they're like, everyone's like, oh, she definitely took it. Like, Chevy Chase is like, the wench took it. The broad took it. The blonde broad did it. He's moving around the room again. And she's like, I totally didn't. And it's like, why don't you just empty out your bag right now and prove that you didn't take the fucking pen, Annie? And she's like, I'm not gonna fucking do that, okay? A woman's purse, that is very personal. And it's like, of course a thief like you would say. She's like, fine, fucking fine. She dumps it all on the table, chat. And they all start sifting through it. And they're all like, is that a used Q-tip? Oh, my God. Why you put your used tissues back in here? I'm sorry. I just forget about them after I use them. There's no trash, and I hate littering. It would be terrible. So I put them back in there, and they get all hard and congealed at the bottom. And I lose track of them. They're like, oh, my God, Britta, you're disgusting. She's like, I know, Jesus. And then Chevy Chase is like, well, do you see the pen in there? And they're like, no pen. And it's like, she didn't take it. And, Annie's like, I'm so sorry, Bert. I didn't mean to put you through that. She's like, fuck, Jesus. And Chevy Chase is like, I mean, we kind of all know based on demographics who is the obvious person who would steal something, right? As he stares directly at Donald Glover. And Donald Glover's like, excuse me? What are you talking about? Do I have to say it? You're black, Donald. You're black and you steal. And everyone's like, that's very racist. Chevy is like, I know. And he just goes away. He just wheels himself away. Now I'm running. Well, I'll show myself out. Now welcome. Don't leave. It's not me. It's Chevy Chase. It's Chevy Chase. Okay. Hey, Christopher. Hey, Juice again. How you doing? Hard hands. That's Chevy Chase's racism, not my racism. Don't worry. And he's like, they're like, I'm like, that one's like, Donald Glover didn't do it. And, what about you, Danny Pooty? He's like, I didn't take it. And at this point, Jeff, Joe McHale's like, let's just leave. Let's just get the hell out of here, okay? And, Britta's like, no, that's because you would fucking take it, wouldn't you, Joe? He's all right, fuck it. We're going to lock those doors right now. We're going to figure out who took this fucking pen. We're going to find out, all right? We're going to find out right now. And so they lock all the goddamn doors, chat, on either end. And everyone comes up, like Joe McHale, he's like, I don't have a backpack. Okay, I'm not a child. I don't have it. Empties his pockets, nothing, all right? And so him and Britta and Annie and her boobs, chat, are sitting at this desk. And everyone comes out one at a time. To produce their backpack, see if they have the pen. Thank you, Google Boss, like with their videos, Chris. I know this is random, but it's too bad Twitch doesn't allow adult content here because I have the perfect tag on Twitch cam girls, biddies, the titties. I think they do that right now. I think they pretty much do that right now, don't they? In name only? Well, not in name only. Don't say it, but it's obvious. So, get out. Oh, Lord. Oh, good to see you. Anyway. At this point. So you have Troy, because he was accused by the very racist Chevy Chase of stealing the pen. He produces his backpack, and the only thing he has in his backpack is a pillow. He has a pillow, and Jeff is like, I respect that. He's like, yeah, goddamn right. And so he goes and sits down, and then they go ahead and they ask Danny Pooty to produce his backpack, and they empty it, and it seems, innocent, nothing in there. But then they notice a notebook. And they see like the names of the three women in the group chat. They see Yvette Nicole Brown, they see Annie and her boobs, and they also see Britta. And they're like, Abed, why do you have all these charts and numbers for us? what is this? He's like, that's my personal property. It's not the pen. That's not the pen. And I'm like, Abed, what is this? And they look at like the dates and like for certain like days of a certain time. And they go, oh my, Abed, oh my God, have you been monitoring our periods? And he's like, listen, there's an explanation. And and they stop him. He's like, I'm sorry, I thought you were just going to still talk over me. He's like, okay, I'll actually explain it now. So listen. I noticed that certain times during the month that, when I would talk to you, that you would be a little more curt than usual, okay? And I observed this and I realized that maybe there's certain days or certain periods within a space of time where I would need to know how to approach you and engage with you in conversation. And in his mind, Chad, he thinks it's totally fine. And so it wasn't until later on, after doing this for several months, that I realized I was actually monitoring your periods. And like, Abed, this is so creepy, but so accurate. He goes, I know, I'm really good at what I do. And it's like, well, Abed didn't take the pen, but that's pretty fucked up, Abed. He's like, fair enough. And like Chevy Chase. He's like, I don't have a backpack. What about in your cast? You constantly see you taking over our remotes from our dorms and scratching yourself with them. We've lost 3 remotes already, and I have no idea what happened to those Slim Jim. Chevy Chase is like, I ate those. They're not inside my casts, okay? All right, I just smell like salted meat most of the time. And they're like, all right, Chevy, I don't think he has it. Fair enough. Yvette Nicole Brown, could you please produce your purse? And she's like, no, I will not do that. I am, as you'll know, a good Christian woman, and a good Christian woman will never reveal the contents of her purse. And they're like, oh, come on, what do you hide in there? She's like, I can nothing to show you. All I could tell you, Annie, is that I did not take your blue gel pen. And, at this point, it's like Pierce, speaks up for her. Chevy Chase is like, you know what, just let her go. I'll walk you out, Yvette. I'll walk you. Yeah, I can't actually walk because I'm horrifically injured, but I'll walk you. She's like, oh, thank you. And so they go towards the door, and then Chevy Chase grabs the purse and goes, yeah! And he throws it. He throws it at Joel McHale. Like, no! And they open up and they dump it, chat. And they filter through all of it. And what do they find, chat? This is a spoiler for the series. A pregnancy test. Uh-oh. And they're like, oh, my God. Yvette Nicole Brown, are you pregnant? She's like, I don't know. I'm just, my ex-husband and I, we had a tryst this past Labor Day, okay? And I just wanted to see if, something might have happened. Maybe I'm pregnant. Like, oh my God. But then Abed's like, actually, you wouldn't be pregnant because during that Labor Day weekend, you weren't ovulating. You weren't ovulating. So that was probably not when, you weren't pregnant. And then for whatever reason, Abed says, the time at which you possibly became pregnant, is during the weekend of Halloween, October 31st. And then in the background, Troy's eyes just go, oh, because he remembers, chat, Yvette Nicole Brown, she had sex. She had sex with Ken John, chat, on Halloween, because Ken John was talking about how he was buttering that chocolate cake all night long, chat. And Troy knows. He's like, oh my God, that's going to be a Tiger Woods baby. He knows. He's like, oh, he can't believe it. So, and she's like, she's unsure. She's like, I don't know. I got to see I think the pregnancy test is not working. At this point, I'm like, okay, well, no one seems to have the pen, but Britta, she's still not satisfied. She's like, well, I mean, at this point, like, maybe one of us are hiding it in our brasiers. And they're like, oh, really, Britta? You think we're going to actually hide it in our boobs? Of course, Annie would say that. It's like, wait, you want me to show you that I'm not actually hiding it? That I'm not crazy? Here, I'll show you. And they're like, Annie, what are you doing? What are you doing? And she starts taking her top off, chat. And Joel McHale's like, I'm going to do this too, I guess. And Chevy Chase is like, hold on, give me a second. He's trying to take his off. And it's like, no. Abed's like, no, this isn't right. We can't do this on network television. Every gender should go to the opposite side of the room, and we shall derobe with each other and see if we do indeed have the pen. And so they go to the separate room. They set up these like makeshift barriers so they cover in all the bazungas, Chad, and everything, the peens and balls and all that good stuff. And they completely strip down till they're all naked. And then Abed's like, okay, to make sure we're not hiding anything, let's give ourselves a good shake, a good jiggle. And he just starts going like that. And they all start going like, okay, and nothing. He's like, damn, I thought someone would fall out. We see like, because Chevy Chase, he's still in the chair, and we just see Chevy Chase going like that. It's fucking amazing. He's just like, the whole time. If you want to see a 75-year-old Chevy Chase who has gone through a horrific injury in a wheelchair and is just going, the whole time, I recommend checking out Community. Season 2, Episode 8, Collective Calligraphy, chat. Nothing falls out. Nothing falls out at this point. And so they're just all frustrated. They're like, Jesus Christ, where is this pen? Where could it possibly be? We've checked everywhere. We've checked everywhere. And then they look at Chevy Chase's casts. And I'm like, Chevy, we gotta check me. He's like, no, I'm injured. I've had horrific, fractured femurs and stuff. And Chevy he's like, hold him down. He's like, no. And like Chevy Chase tries to escape by blowing in the thing, but they plug up his tube, and he's like, I knew you would, Troy. I knew you would do that. And so they hold him down, chat, as they cut open his cast as he's screaming in pain. Eventually, they get him. They lose several scissors, chat, because it's so thick, the cast. And eventually, they get him off, chat, and this fucking rancid meat smell just hits him in the face. And they're going, oh my God. And Chevy's like, don't judge me. That's just how I smell. And they see all the stuff that he shoved down into his cast to itch himself, chat. We see multiple pens, but not Annie's pen, chat. We see rulers. We see the 3 remotes that were lost earlier, chat. We see at least a dozen Slim Jims, chat, in there that Chevy Chase proceeds to take and then consume in front of everybody. But they're like, there's no pen. There's no fucking pen at this point. They just give up. Meanwhile, the dean comes on. He's like, everybody, just want to let you know the puppy parade is going off really well, but it's getting a little cold out there. So please be sure after the float passes with the puppy, be sure to pick up the puppy and hold it to your chest like a newborn and snuggle with it affectionately. They really appreciate that, and it helps with the bonding process between person and puppy. They're like, oh, the puppy parade. Oh, we want to go. They're so sad about it. At this point, they all just sit in defeat, chat, half naked. You know, Chevy Chase just stuffing himself full of his Chevy Chase leg fermented Slim Jim meat, just eating it, chat, like a chipmunk, like the whole time. And they're like, well, we didn't find the pen. We didn't find the pen. Britta, that's the thing. But after all this of Chevy Chase, she says, guys, it's just a pen. Let's just stop. And you're like, really? Really, Annie? It's just a pen after all this. She's like, I'm sorry. I went too far. I got obsessed with it. I just don't like when people touch my things. You know, those are mine, and it's an invasion of privacy, and they just all sit down. They sit down in defeat at this point. And, you know, Joe McHale's like, you know what, guys? Let's just, at this point, the impossible must be possible. Because we've checked everything. They've completely torn up the carpet, chat, looking for this fucking pen. They can't find it. So the impossible must be reality. It must be the case. And, you know, Troy's like, so like a ghost took it? And Abed's like, oh, actually, ghost, that might happen. Everyone's like, oh, come on. But, you know, but Joel McHale's like, I'm not going to make fun of him. A ghost took it. A ghost took it. What happened next, Troy? Abed, help him out. What happened next? And they tell this tall tale of this ghost that was fucking with all of them and stole Annie's pen and made them fight each other, Chad. And they finally come to agreement to just fucking move on. And they get up, they put their clothes back on. They unlock the doors and they walk out. Meanwhile, the whole study room is just completely fucking destroyed at this point. And the dean walks by with all the puppies like, what did you do? And it's just like, it's not what we did. It's what we learned. And they just fucking leave after causing all of this damage, chat. And then in the episode, so there's a lot of community episodes, and they do tons of callbacks, chat. And in one of the episodes, I believe Troy had a pet capuchin monkey. And Abed was the one who said you probably shouldn't have the capuchin monkey because it should be, live among its people, its species, and it escaped somehow. And the monkey has actually been living in the community college's ventilation ducts for like months, chat. And we see this ventilation duct open, and this little capuchin monkey in a little vest and a little top hat walks out, and he's the one that steals things. He steals like a spoon that's covered in Chevy Chase smegma and hair, and he takes it into the ventilation shaft where we behold the monkey's hoard, Chad, his hoard, and where it's full of everything, including Annie's blue gel pens, chat. And he puts it down and he smiles into the camera, chat. And that, my friends, that is Community Season 2, Episode 8, Cooperative Calligraphy, chat. We also get a stinger where we see the puppy parade, chat, and they're so cute, and their little parade floats, and they're all themed. One's themed like about a bubble bath, a little baby French bulldog pug thing. The other one is like a golden retriever, and it's like fall, and the little golden retriever puppy is like, I don't know what's happening, I'm scared. And it's so cute, chat. And we see another a float with a puppy and a kitten, which I'm like, get the fucking kitten out of the way. But they're both cute nonetheless, chat. But that is Community, chat. Great episode. Middle season 2. Season 2 is spectacular. Very fun. All the actors were firing all cylinders. Great writing. I love a good, unlike Abed, Chad, who hates a bottle episode, I love a good bottle episode. This was because you're just reliant on the actor's ability to sell the material and some really clever editing, chat. So I was all for it. Annie's Boo's played by the great Crystal the Monkey. Indeed. Oh, Community, you nailed it. Who is this? Community is what the Big Bang Theory wants to be. Shrek Juice, you nailed it. It's the true Big Bang Theory. Because you got to give Community credit that it's one of the few sitcoms that's not about a family group of friends or coworkers in a building. Instead, it's a show about loser college students. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. Let the parade audience actually, they boo the kid. They're like, boo. They do. It's so cruel. Oh, Lord. But I hope you guys enjoyed the zombie episode is great. Jason Barry. Yeah, the zombie episode, the paintball episodes, the Dungeons and Dragons episode is probably my favorite. With Fat Neil. What do you want to do to him, Chevy? I want to make him fat. Oh, God. It is amazing. It's so good. For those of you who came in during the review, I hope you're all doing very well. I just finished my TV review today. It was so much fun revisiting this series. I haven't watched it in years, Chad. So this to watch one episode was like, oh, this tidal wave of emotions and memories came back, Chad. So good. I think season 1 through 3 is amazing. Yeah, season 4 was the worst one after. That's when I was like, I'm done with the show. Season 4, I couldn't finish it. Season 5 and 6 are interim moments, but it wasn't the same after Troy and Shirley left. Yep. Also had a lot of messing around after Yahoo picked it up for the final season. Mm-hmm. Now I'm bringing 3 out of 5 drunk driving babies. That's right. Because there's Big Bang Theory made by and starring people who resemble real geeks and not the stereotypes of geeks. Good point. Good point. Yeah, Joe, I hope you enjoyed that review. I will be doing another episode of television next Saturday, chat. I got a whole selection, a whole genre to choose from, chat. We got some exciting things here. I'm looking forward to it. But, my friends, we will be moving on to Resident Evil Village, the demos, chat, for the Village demo and Castle demo in just a bit. I will say the farewell episode for Troy and the Floor is Lava is the best episode. And the second, yeah, I liked it. It's a good farewell episode. It just sucks that because you can tell some people just didn't want to be there anymore. Yeah, it's a little frustrating, but yeah, that was a good episode. That was a good episode. And Debbie Chase leaving hurt the show. The thing is with it, like apparently he was horrible to work with on the series. I think he's great in the show. I think he's a great, just evil son of a bitch, playing himself possibly. Art imitating reality, I suppose. Something felt like it was missing when he was eventually gone. The episodes that I've seen that he was not a part of, it's like, I wish he was here. Because he did a good job. It's the best thing he did in a long time, chat. He was a big part of it. And it just, didn't work out, sadly. I hate Chevy Chase as a person. No, as a person, he's not apparently a great guy. Too bad. You can admire, listen, you can like Chevy Chase, and his acting and things, of course, his comedy. I mean, Chevy Chase made some amazing comedies over the year, chat. The Family Vacation. I love Christmas Vacation. I don't care for the other ones, but the original Family Vacation and Christmas Vacation, really, really funny. What else has he's done? He's done some other comedies I'm a big fan of. I like The First Fletch. I think The First Fletch is a good time. Yeah, Caddyshack. He's incredible in Caddyshack. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know they did a sequel to Fletch. I don't think I liked that one. The First Fletch I did enjoy. He made some great movies. You know, he was really funny on SNL. You know, I mean, he was part of the original cast, wasn't he? Yeah. Yeah, my sister from another mother. Talking to Denia Brownie. Yeah. Yeah, chap. But Allison Brie and Doug Glover said they would return to Vast. Oh, really? Oh, I think that it's a better chance now that ever since Netflix bought Community on the service. And the rumors that they may do a movie in the future. Nothing But Trouble. Probably not that one. Probably not that one, JT. He's made some bad movies. No doubt about that. Oh, Lord. But, chap, I will be right back. I'm just going to go and refresh on my beverage. In the meantime, please entertain yourselves amongst yourselves. And I will play the Resident Evil demos. Yay! Stick around.